This kind of love makes me feel 10 feet tall. It makes all my problems fall. And this kind of trust helps me to hold the line. I'll be there every time. This kind of love, it's what I dreamed about. Yeah, it fills me up. Well, baby, it leaves no doubt. This kind of love, it's why I'm standing here. It's something that we can share. I can't get enough of this kind of love.
So most of all, let love guide your life. My love, where do I begin? You are undoubtedly the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm so fortunate to have met you, and today I get to call you my wife.
This kind of hope is what I tried to find. And now
Oh, that is beautiful.
I believe.
The book is full of messages of love from those who love you. The necklace is pieces of us. The gold, all from my family, is pieces. The chain is from Nanny Glasgow's cross. And she gave me the 2 diamonds are directly from the rings, which made my wedding band. This piece, in all of its beauty, was designed by Laurel.
And this kind of trust helps me to hold the line. I'll be there every time. This kind of love,
Happy wife.
yeah, fills me.
That is so cool.
Wow, isn't that neat?
That's awesome with like the exact coordinates, so like right over. Oh, that's fantastic.
We can share. I can't get enough of this kind of love. This kind of hope is what I tried to find, and now I can't be.
What's that, baby? Oh my god. He's like, that's a snack. That's a...
This kind of faith is so unshakable. It's unmistakable. Yeah, this kind of love, it's what I dreamed about. Yeah, it fills me up. Well, baby, it leaves no doubt. This kind of love is why I'm standing here. It's something that we can share. I can't get enough of this kind of love. Your love can move a mountain. It makes my world go round. It's always there to guide me. I'm so lucky that I found this kind of love. Is what I dreamed about. Yeah, it fills me up. Well, baby, it leaves no doubt. This kind of love, it's why I'm standing here. It's something that we can share. I can't get enough of this kind of love. This kind of love.
be signed the cross. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. The Lord be with you. Well, today we come to celebrate a sacrament in the church, sacrament of love, holy marriage. So today it is a great honor to come back to the parish, to be the priest, to witness your marriage and your love for each other. I've known Mark since he was in high school. He tells me he had hair then, I remember that. He was very involved in Challenge, retreats, Catholic retreat weekends. And of course, I was here for 7 years, and we got to know Melissa and all her huge family. And so it was a great honor to have a wedding with friends. Yesterday, I had a wedding with my cousin. My cousin got married yesterday, and he got married to Alicia. It was also a great honor to have a family wedding yesterday and a great friend's wedding today. So as we begin with the holy prayer. Let us pray. Father, you have made the bond of marriage a holy mystery, a symbol of Christ's love for his church. Hear our prayers for Mark and Melissa. With faith in you and each other, they pledge their love today. May their lives always bear witness to the reality of that love. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Please be seated for the first reading.
A reading from Ecclesiastes. For everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. The word of the Lord. Response to the psalm. How good is the Lord to all? How good is the Lord to all? The Lord is kind and full of compassion, slow to anger, abounding in mercy. How good is the Lord to all, compassionate to all his creatures. How good is the Lord to all. All your works shall thank you, O Lord, and your faithful ones bless you. The eyes of all look to you, and you give them their food in due season. How good is the Lord to all. The Lord is righteous in all his ways and holy in all his deeds. The Lord is close to all who call on him in truth. How good is the Lord to all.
Strive eagerly for the greatest spiritual gifts, and I will show you a still more excellent way. If I speak in tongues of mortals and of angels but do not have love, I'm a resounding gong or a clashing cymbal. And if I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. If I give away all my possessions, and if I hand my body over so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not envious or boastful or arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. The word of the Lord.
Please stand for the gospel. The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Glory to you, O Lord. I lost my spot. See, I'm not even that prepared. There we are. Jesus said to his disciples, This is my commandment. Love one another as I have loved you. A man can have no greater love than to lay down one's life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I shall not call you servants anymore, because a servant does not know his master's business. I call you friends, because I have made known to you everything I have learned from my Father. You did not choose me. No, I chose you, and I commission you to go out and bear fruit, fruit that will last, and then the Father will give you anything you ask him in my name. The Gospel of the Lord. Please be seated. Oh yeah, the guys took away your seats. I think that was a gag. Just wanted to pull one over on you. Next time, there'll be another time to take away the seats. Anytime we have a wedding, we always have a rehearsal. Rehearsals are very important because we need to get in and out of the church and know how that works. But I want to tell you about one rehearsal. A rehearsal where the groom asked the priest a question. He said, "Father, if you change the vows, I'm going to give you $100. When it gets to the part of love, honor, and obey, I want you to leave that out." So Father took the money. The day of the wedding has arrived, and here's what the priest had the future husband say to his wife. "Will you promise to bow before her, obey her every command and wish, serve her breakfast in bed every morning of your life, and swear eternally before God and your lovely wife that you will never look at another woman as long as the both of you shall live?" The groom gulped. He said yes. After it was all over, the new husband cornered the priest and he said, "Father, I thought we had a deal." Father gave back the money. He said, "The bride's father made me a much better offer." But in all seriousness, we come here today to witness love. And anytime I have a wedding, whether it's my cousin's yesterday or today or any wedding, I always want to define what love is, because I think it's important to know what love means. And I always like to use the words of Jesus. He said, "There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for a friend." And we know that Jesus literally did that on the cross. He laid down his life. He sacrificed his whole self for us. That's love. That's love. And that's how we are called to love. Whether married couple, priest, religious, single person, we're called to love like that too. To literally lay down our lives for others. And today we come here to celebrate the love between you two. And you two are called here, and you're here with your friends and your families, and you're here asking God to bless your marriage. And so we are here today to witness that love. And I've always said that love is something that's meant to be shared. Whenever you see someone in love, doesn't it make your heart melt a little bit? Or when you see a couple that are truly loving each other, you want to be a better person? Or you want to be a better priest or a married couple yourselves? I remember when I was first ordained, I ran into a couple like that, and I used to bring them Holy Communion. They were in their 80s at the time. And whenever I went to their house and I left their house, I wanted to be a better priest because I was inspired by their love. So today, we come here to be inspired by your love. They are, we can see that. And I pray that when you're in your 80s, and priests or someone comes to your door, they'll still be inspired by your love each and every day of your lives. And so I'd like to end with an Irish marriage blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and may the rains fall soft upon your fields. May God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings, and may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. And until we meet again, may you be held in the palm of God's hand. And so at this time, Ali is going to be playing us a tune before we do the exchange of the consent. In the presence of the church's minister in this community, Christ abundantly blesses this love. He's already consecrated you in baptism, and now enriches and strengthens you by a special sacrament, so that you may assume the duties of marriage in mutual and lasting fidelity. And so in the presence of the church, I'll ask you to state your intentions. Mark and Melissa, you come here freely without reservation to give yourselves to each other in marriage.
Yes.
Will you love and honor each other as man and wife for the rest of your lives?
Yes.
Will you accept children lovingly from God and bring them up according to the law of Christ and His church?
Yes.
Since it's your intention to enter into marriage, I'll ask you to join your right hands. No? And now you will declare your consent before God and His church. So we'll start with you, Mark. But you gotta look at her though.
Okay.
I had to tell my cousin that yesterday too. All right. I, Mark, take you, Melissa,
I, Mark, take you, Melissa,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
I, Melissa, take you, Mark,
I, Melissa, take you, Mark,
to be my husband.
to be my husband.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you
all the days of my
all
life.
the days of my life.
You have declared your consent before the church. May the Lord in His goodness strengthen your consent and fill you both with His blessings. What God has joined, man must not divide. So I'll take the rings, please. Not just out of the box. I don't need a box. That's good. which you will give to each other as a sign of your love and fidelity. Okay. First.
Do we do it?
Yep.
Not too far.
There you go. Repeat after me. Melissa, take this ring
Melissa, take this ring
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
In the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit. For the rest.
Mark, take this ring
Mark, take this ring
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
In the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
the Son,
and of the Son,
and the Holy Spirit.
and the Holy Spirit.
Okay, now. And at this time, we come with our prayers, we come with our intercessions, knowing that God hears and responds to all of our prayers.
For Mark and Melissa, on this day of great joy, for the grace to persevere in love, cherish each other in all things, and share their love generously with all those whom they encounter, we pray to the Lord.
Lord, hear our prayers.
For Mark and Melissa's families, as they rejoice in the newly married couple's happiness and welcome new family members, we pray to the Lord.
Lord, hear our prayers.
For all of us gathered here, called to grow in love for the human community and use our gifts to build a better world, we pray to the Lord.
Lord, hear our prayers.
For the members of Mark and Melissa's families who have died, and for those who feel their absence most keenly at this time of joy, we pray to the Lord.
Lord, hear our prayers. Merciful Father, you hear every prayer and we make them through your Son, Jesus, the Good Shepherd, who lives and reigns forever and ever.
Amen.
Holy Father, creator of the universe, maker of man and woman in your own likeness, source of blessing for married life, we humbly pray to you for this woman Melissa, who today is united to her husband Mark in the sacrament of marriage. May your fullest blessing come upon her and her husband, so that they may together rejoice in your gift of married love, and enrich your church with their children. Lord, may they both praise you when they're happy, turn to you in sorrow. May they be glad that you help them in their work, and know that you are with them in their need. May they pray to you in the community of the church, and be your witnesses in the world. And may they reach old age together in the company of their friends, and come at last to the kingdom of heaven. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Together let us pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against
I'll take this slow, sweet walk with you. You letting go of my hand to say I do. And he will discover just how blessed a life can be. I know, 'cause all those years ago someone handed you to me. Every step that we take brings back the memories. Winter snows and horse shows and dancing on the beach. I can't help thinking that I'm the lucky one. You're still my baby daughter, and now I've gained a son. I'll take this slow, sweet walk with you. You letting go of my hand to say I do. And he will discover just how blessed a life can be. I know, 'cause all those years ago your mom handed you to me. Don't miss the chance to put each other first. Now that you've vowed, for better or for worse, and don't let the beauty of this life pass you by. In the times of trouble, you stand side by side. I'll take this slow, sweet walk with you. You letting go of my hand to say I do. Picture of a slow, sweet walk yet to be. You'll take my hand, say, Daddy, come see. Then you'll know what it feels like. You won't believe what it feels like. Then you know what it felt like when she handed you to me. She handed you to me.
Frank Guy. I'm now the uncle of Mark as well as Melissa. And welcome to the family, Mark.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm honored to be introducing the head table tonight. A few of the groomsmen I haven't even met yet, but I'll buy you a drink later, perhaps. Our first groomsman, I'm going to start with David McDonald. David McDonald. He is one of Mark's good friends, and I'm told the finest product to come out of St. Yves's teaching program in the last 15 years. So if you're lucky enough to have him as a teacher, you're in good stead. And Katie, his wife, is here with us, right? Katie? She's what? She's over there. Katie, hi. How are you? Good. We'll meet later. I'll buy you drinks too. On the arm of David was the lovely Cheryl Hodnott. She's on the other end there. She's Melissa's first cousin, and she enjoyed many years at DNR Dancing School. Denise Jardine is here. She's the instructor there. Can you tell there's going to be a dance vibe in this room tonight? And they also remember many days at Nanny and Poppy's, doing many days, Nanny and Poppy days. Do you remember those? Nanny Day, Poppy Days, 105? She's a pharmacist who lives in Bedford with her husband, Scott MacDonald, who's here, and her two darling little boys, Leonardo and Sebastian, I think the youngest members of the wedding guest list, along with Sophie. So welcome, Cheryl. Glenn Barrington, it's your turn. I'm going to skip over Mike McGilvery because I have too much to say about him later. Glenn Barrington, Glenn is Mark's first cousin, who hails from Bagtown, New Brunswick, which is very close to Sackville. Is that correct? All right. And I'm told that Glenn is known to sing everything from gospel tunes to death metal, touring Europe with his band. Perhaps we'll hear a few tunes later. I have never heard death metal at a wedding before, but maybe this is the night. He is here with his wife, Anne. Where's Anne? Hello, Anne. Anne is right in the front. Throw bread rolls. All right. So, and then we had the lovely Cassie. Cassie McGilvery, who officially became Melissa's sister 3 years ago. She is married to Melissa's brother, Michael, who I'll say a lot about in a little while. And they live in Halifax, where she practices physiotherapy, and we think after tonight of dancing and tomorrow morning, we may need some physio, so she's the gal to go to tomorrow morning for that. Oh, and she loves Nutella. Do you know the peanut butter thingy? Chocolate? I don't know. She loves Nutella, and her husband tells me she loves to put it on everything. And she's probably going to kill me for saying that, but her husband forced me to. Next we have, let's see, where are we going? Where are we going next? Oh my dear, the phone is now, I just got a text. Next we have the lovely Katie Hodnott. Katie is Melissa's first cousin and grew up with Melissa, enjoying Nanny Days and Poppy Days as well, right? You were in also DNR Dancing School together. She and her fiance, Brett is here. Brett down the end. Say hi, Brett. They moved back from Guelph, Ontario, to the East Coast in the last few years, to PEI, where Katie is practicing, she's a practicing veterinarian and shares her expertise teaching veterinarian medicine to students in PEI. She told me to say that she wants to remind, like Bob Barker would say, she reminds everyone to help control the pet population and have your pets spayed or neutered. Is that good? Yeah, good. Let's go back to now the best man, who I just met in the car. We just did air kisses in the car. Can you believe that? I've never met Joel in my life. Joel Inglis. Joel is Mark's favorite brother and his only brother, and today's best man. He recently had a daughter, Sophie, and you probably saw Sophie around the church. She's wearing a gold dress, very, very cute. And he notes that the best part of being a father is trying to tell dad jokes more convincingly. And I believe Mom is here. Katie, okay, there she, right there. And his wife, Katie. Okay, did I cover everybody except Michael, right? But no, there's one left, of course. I cannot forget the beautiful Laurel Bennett, the maid of honor, and Melissa's best woman. Laurel and Melissa have been posting photos of them dancing from their early days, and they're so cute. So I've been saving all of those. They're cousins, of course, and I think they're the closest in age in the cousins. We were trying to figure that out earlier. They are best friends. They've grown up together in North Sydney and they both love to dance, as I said, having performed very young age on stage together with the DNR Dance School and various dance festivals and competitions. If you'd like, they can show you their medals later. I think they have photos of them. Laurel is here with her fiancé, David, recently engaged. And for those on social media, are you all on social media and are using the hashtag for this wedding? Laurel is responsible for that, I'm told. It's called hashtag ringless to Inglis. So if you're going to post anything on Twitter or social media, there you have it. And then we can't forget in the middle, is this the longest introduction for a head table you've ever been at? Do you feel that way? Anyway, doesn't Melissa look gorgeous today? When I was growing up, she couldn't say her name. She used to say her name was Ditta to me, so she's always Ditta to me. So we've always danced at weddings together since she was very young, so I'm looking forward to a dance tonight. And again, Mark, looking very handsome, don't you think? Okay, so I've emceed a few weddings in my life, and I have a real fascination with the royal family. Do you guys? Do you like, anybody like the royals here? Yeah, see, Denise is down there. She loves the royals. So Calvin, my husband, went online, and we wanted to get something that I could wear to the wedding. And I sent a note to the Duchess and the Duke of Sussex. That's Meghan and Harry. And unfortunately, I didn't get it in time for the church. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. This should be a move for. But this beautiful fascinator came, and I was supposed to wear it today. But so, what do you think? Does it work? Does it work? I don't know. I could never take away from the bride with this fascinator. Do you think? Anyway, I called Anne-Marie, my sister, Melissa's mom, and in the last few weeks saying, oh my God, we're trying to think what to get them for their wedding, and I'm looking for maybe, I don't know, crystal? Do they have wine glasses? Do they have champagne flutes? So, thinking there's lots of toast tonight, I've decided that we found these lovely, lovely gems that I know that you'll never go dry, so, oh my goodness. Let's pass them down. Aren't they beautiful? Be careful, don't break them. They're real crystal. Yeah. Anyway, cheers. It is now my duty to introduce to you a guy we know as Mikey, who's going to keep the pulse on this wedding supper tonight. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the host for this wedding supper, Dr. Michael McGilvery.
As much as I'd like to wear that, I do not want to take away from the bride and groom, so I'll just put that on the side here. It may make an appearance on the dance floor later on, though. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the wedding extravaganza of summer 2019. Thanks very much, Greg, for that intro. So I'm Melissa's brother and now Mark's brother-in-law or brother from another mother, whatever way you want to put that. I have the esteemed privilege of being the MC for this evening's dinner festivities. Thanks so much, guys, for choosing me to do this. You have no idea how much this means to me. Melissa, may I say you look absolutely stunning. Mark, hold on to her tight, man. I got some Meat Cove vibes going on here. And Mark, I've seen you have many good beard days, but today certainly takes the cake. That beard is on point. So Melissa and Mark wanted me to start off by thanking various family and friends who were part of the beautiful wedding ceremony today. Ushers Mark and Mike Keating, Mike, fantastic job. I knew you guys knew what you were doing with that little placement there in the middle, just making sure everyone was on their toes. That's fantastic. Gina McLeod and Catherine Paquette, fantastic readings. Two holier people they could not find, I'm sure. Music was provided by renowned worldwide and certainly in Cape Breton musician Ali Bennett. Thank you so much. And to Father Pat today, who took time out of his own parish to come and preside over today's ceremony for Mark and Melissa. It was really a special touch to what is certainly a special day. Also special thanks to Maisie Sitter today, Jenna Acker, Susie Bauer for the lend of the Bauer-mobile, and last but certainly not least, Rose Jenkins for napkin preparation services. All those napkins you see in front of you were washed 2 times, pressed, repressed, and then air dried by Rose. Thank you so much. So now, before we proceed with the festivities, I just want to thank the sponsors for this evening's event, Kleenex. Yes, the cousins are moving now. What is about to happen? Who knows? So some of Melissa's first cousins are going toward some prizes they're going to hand out to the tables now that I'm sure will be useful as the evening goes on. As many of you know, Melissa is the McGilvery sibling who is able to experience the full range of emotions. I haven't cried in 18 years. Although I feel that streak may be threatened tonight. Good, we have a couple boxes extra for Melissa there. Laurel may need a few as well, that's good. And Aunt Donna, don't you worry, I got you as well. We got you covered, baby. Feel free to use those throughout the night. And if you're looking to donate to anybody, married Guy Donald at table 5 will take them off your hands at the end of the night free of charge. So please find her. So now that we're adequately tissued, I think it's best if we go over some housekeeping items. Please bear with me as I do my best aircraft, plane, steward, stewardess, attendant, whatever you call that impersonation. The washrooms are located into my back right, some of your back left or right, or if you spin in a circle it might be in a different direction, but they're over in that way. If you're a little bit hesitant about using public washroom facilities, Aunt Donna has a bucket that she'll keep in her car that Melissa has used on occasion if they've gone shopping together and needed to use the washroom. So please hit her up. She's at table 4 and can be found on the dance floor throughout the evening, I'm sure. For those who have not been to the bar yet, although let's face it, that's few and far between, it's a Cape Breton wedding. It is located right there at the back. The 2 friendly gentlemen back there will be serving very moderately priced drinks for the people that are outside of Cape Breton. That's $4 or less. Can you believe it? A full serving. Unreal. Anyway, there's also red and white wine on your table for your enjoyment throughout the dinner and as eating progresses. If you feel the need to smoke either right or left-handed cigarettes, there is an island in the duck pond over across the road. Please feel free to grab a life jacket and head over there at any point throughout the evening. Enjoy at your peril. And most of you have likely noticed the table at the front door when you came in this evening. On it there are pictures of loved ones who are very special to Mark and Melissa and many other people in this room who are with us today in spirit. Also on that table is a guest book comprised of some of Melissa and Mark's engagement photos. For the bride and groom to best see who was at their wedding, I would suggest you writing on the pieces of the album that are white and not over their faces or in the trees or in the sand. It'd be lovely, just keep to the white. Stay between the mustard and the mayonnaise. And for those of you who went above and beyond and brought gifts today, the gift table is right behind this yellow curtain. Just right there. There's a Barker beauty waiting to accept your wedding gift. As per reception and wedding tradition, there is also a way to get the bride and groom to kiss. All you have to do is run 17.9 kilometers, the same distance Mark ran in this year's Cabot Trail Relay. If someone starts now, we might get a kiss by the time dessert is served. I can see Uncle Dave Hodnott lacing up his 2 sneakers and putting on his 2 knee straps and getting ready to go. We might see him again by midnight. There is also a wedding hashtag, which Gregory had also mentioned earlier. You can upload your photos to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, Tinder, etc. Ringless to Ingless. That may mean something else on Tinder. I'll let you guys figure it out if you put something up there. Any questions or concerns before we move on? That's good. I see lots of concerned faces, but no questions. So we'll just proceed on with Mark's favorite part of the day, dinner. But before dinner is served, I would like to invite the dancing teacher extraordinaire, Denise Jardine, to please give grace.
Welcome everyone, and I ask everyone just to bow their heads in thanks and praise and faith. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Dear Lord in heaven, I ask you to bless all of us that are here today on such a wonderful occasion. It's a joyous thing to be brought together by the love of 2 people, and we're so very fortunate and very happy to be part of this. I ask you to bless the food that we are about to partake in and the merriment that we're about to enjoy tonight. Keep us all safe. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, I ask you this. Amen.
So before we get on with some more stories and a couple speeches, I want to first invite Mark's dad, Bob Inglis, to the podium to perform one of the best magic tricks I have ever seen. You're in for quite the treat, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Inglis.
It's a skill I've been working on. I've been dreaming of this since I was a child. Just a little bit of magic, but I didn't think I could reach this point this quickly. And I know you're smiling, and some of you are saying, well, it's Bob, he doesn't do magic, but it's something I've hidden well. I've hidden extremely well, but I did share it a couple of times, and I shared it with Melissa, and God bless her heart, she just loved it. As a matter of fact, I think we even put it on a YouTube video. You see this right here, how simple that is? See how simple that is? It's just a red piece of cloth. Oh my gosh, it's so sweet. But I'll tell you, if that red piece of cloth is treated correctly, it can turn into something absolutely magic. But I need your help to make this work. If you wouldn't mind, please, in a collective group this large, just please chant, "Let me see the spoon. Let me see the spoon. Let me see the spoon. Ha ha! Let me see the spoon." It's good. Let me see that spoon. Let me see that spoon. Let me see that spoon. Where did that spoon come from? Where did that spoon come from? I want to see it again. Can you see it? Oh, no, this is not to be taken lightly. It's right there. It's the... So we did this with the children when they were 4 years old. We're still doing it. That's pitiful. But at least I see people smiling. Thank you so much for the support.
Bob, that was even better in person than on camera. That was fantastic. Next up, I'm going to do a little limerick to one of Melissa's friends. I've written a few of these over the years that come usually straight off the head, but Blair, this one's coming in hot and it's coming in good. There once was a girl named Tracy Blair. She came to the wedding and dolled up her hair. She's going to dance up a storm. Melissa, you know she'll be in rare form. Boys, she has a man, so don't stare. It's my little limerick to Blair. Yes, thank you. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Applause. Thank you very much. So many of you have asked me what my first impression of Mark was, and really, to be honest, I thought he was a beauty from the very start. But it was very early in Mark and Melissa's relationship that really cemented what a solid guy he was and continues to be. He saved me from divorce even before my own wedding. My darling wife, who's seated a few seats down there, yes, Cassandra McGilvery, God love her, she lives with me every day, can you imagine that? She had planned everything, and I mean everything, for our wedding, except picking up dessert for the rehearsal dinner, which was left to me. In the chaos of planning and preparing for that task, I did not carry it out. On the night of the rehearsal party, panicking, knowing that I was going to probably be living on the couch for the rest of my life if I'd not come through with this, Mark saved my bacon by dropping by the local Dairy Queen, picking up the largest ice cream cake you ever saw, and delivering it in time for dessert at the party. Mark, thanks again. And as a little bit of compensation for that, I think I paid you $20, which was obviously very, very low for a DQ ice cream cake. A couple other little things for that, just give me a second. So, Mark, for you, for helping me get out of jail that evening, here are 3 get out of jail free cards. You can call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year to help you out of any Y chromosome-induced messes you may get yourself into in the coming years. Use these. So I think dinner's starting to roll out now, which is fantastic. And while people are enjoying dinner, we're going to get to some speeches. The first is someone who's also most certainly pulled Mark's butt out of the fire at least once or twice over the last 30 years. The best man, his brother, Joel Inglis.
Sorry for the fart sounds. Joel Inglis, brother of the groom, Mark. I was so excited to have been asked to be best man for the wedding between 2 of my favorite people, Mark and Melissa. I'd been looking forward to their special day until I went over their house and I went over their house for a visit and was told to try this on. And Mark came around the corner holding this, a white shirt. I was so bummed out. I knew that today was going to be a really special day, getting together with Mark and Melissa and everybody that they know and love, getting dressed up all fancy, and having like dozens of really, really good photos taken of me and hundreds of bad ones. I knew that I wouldn't be able to eat a damn thing until after this speech. There's somebody taking pictures of me right now. And I'm not allowed to have food stains on this shirt. So I'm going to make this short, get back to my table, drink a glass of red wine, and spill something on myself almost immediately. So all that I've ever really wanted for my brother, all that I've ever really wanted for Mark, it was for him to find somebody that would put up with his nonsense. Somebody that would put up with his weirdness and his ways. Everybody has their ways, and Mark has his, and I wanted him to find somebody that would shrug it off when he's being a bit too much. And never would I have imagined that he would find somebody that would not only put up with his nonsense, not only actively participate in his weirdness, but love him for his ways. And Mark has found that in Melissa, and it's absolutely exceptional. And I'd love to say that I'm here today to welcome Melissa into the family and that she's now part of our weird little inner circle. But the fact is, she's already a part of the family, and she's already Aunt Melissa to my daughter Sophie, and she's already my sister. So I'd like to raise a glass to two people that I love. Let's raise a glass to Mark and Melissa. Here, here.
As Joel, as I'm sure you're finding out over the last few days, our family is equally weird and wild, and I'm sure you're going to see more of that as the years roll on. I'd like to invite to the podium next Laurel's sister from another Mr., the maid of honor, Laurel Bennett.
Hello, everyone. My name is Laurel Bennett, and it has been my absolute pleasure to be Melissa's maid of honor today. I've known my cousin Melissa for my entire life, and I've had the privilege of sharing some of my best memories with her. From very early on, she was always my sister cousin, and she was my favorite voice to hear on the phone, my favorite knock at the door, my favorite person to go visit, and forever my idol. From back to when our schedules consisted of the sandbox by day and Mario Party with dill pickle popcorn by night, all the way to today, your wedding day, I positively cherish each and every one of the moments we've spent together. Our dance duets were some of the highest and fondest points of my entire life, let alone just my dance life. I will always, always treasure our time in the dance hall, and especially backstage, where we had lots and lots of laughter, a couple of snacks, and just a few tears along the way. Those quick changes could be a bit of a roller coaster. Although it's pretty safe to say that the biggest of our suitcase of memories revolved around dancing to tunes such as Rock and Roll Teddy Bear, Jump Jive, Never Saw Blue Like That, Fallen, just to name a few. We've truly had all of the belly laughs in all areas of life. For example, Melissa is, by far, the best three-legged race partner in the business. Top-notch communication, perfect execution, you really couldn't ask for more. I think my favorite part is actually after we would cross the finish line and we'd look back and see our poor mothers keeled over, still at the start line, tripping over themselves in last place. And I'm so happy that they were able to share the belly laughs that we have. The years went by, making lots more memories, making lots more laughs, and eventually, Mark came along. I first met Mark at Michael and Cassie's wedding, and much to our delight, Mark was seated at our table for supper. Their relationship was pretty new, like brand spanking new. And we just kind of made some introductions and very quickly bonded over our gift of gab. It took no time at all for it to feel like Mark was already part of the family, as if he'd been here all this time. He wasn't the least bit shy of the Guy family dance floor, which, let me tell you, can be pretty intimidating if it's your first time. Mark is hilarious, Mark is incredibly kind, he's empathetic, and most importantly, he brings out so much laughter and joy in Melissa. Melissa, each and every person in this room is absolutely in love with your laughter. All of them. From very early on in your relationship, I, along with the rest of this room, knew that this is him. This is the man who's going to bring out that laughter each and every day. And you deserve all of the laughter and joy this world has to offer. And I cannot tell you how ecstatic it makes me to see you so happy. I should have brought the Kleenex. You are are remarkably special to me, both of you. And I cherish each and every one of those laughs that we've had along the way, and I cannot wait to just keep making more. You've been there for me in unthinkable times, and you've nailed it time and time again. And I hope I've done half the job in being there for you. You're someone I take with me every single day of my life, despite the fact that we just can't quite figure out how to live in the same place at the same time. Someday, maybe we'll see. I love you both so much. You have an incredible partnership. You are so supportive of each other. Your love is true, and it fills up any room you walk into. You are the best dog parents to Maisie, who looked stunning today in her flower collar. I'm so excited to see what the future has in store for you. You're going to both continue to do such fantastic things in this world. So congratulations on what is sure to be a beautiful marriage. I give you all of my love as you walk through this life hand in hand. You're just the best, and I love you. So please raise your glass in a toast to Mark and Melissa Inglis.
Fantastic main course. The caterer, Nathan, and his staff have really outdone themselves with this meal so far, so thanks so much. Melissa and Mark want to thank everyone who came today to celebrate their wedding from across Canada, really. There are guests covering almost every province here today, so kudos to you guys. There were a few loved ones who would have loved to be here today, and one in particular sent a message which I think particularly appeals to Mark and Melissa and how much love that they shared together. It was Sheila and Sean McMillan, who Melissa, aunt and uncle. Poppy's sister is Sheila, and a bunch of other people here this evening. Melissa lived with Sean and Sheila doing a practicum in London, Ontario during undergrad, so they were her surrogate parents for that 1 to 2 month stint in London. And Sheila writes, "The McMillan family send congratulations and love to both of you on this special day. Sean and I are very disappointed we cannot be there. Sean was going to bring a special gingerbread cookie for Melissa. He misses her sweet smile. We are happy you found each other, as you are a wonderful, kind, and loving couple. Margie is smiling down from heaven. She told me many times how she thought you both met the perfect match. God bless and love always, the McMillan family." So the next yarn I'm about to spin is actually courtesy of Mark Keating. I stole his joke, and Mark actually stole his joke already this week. I suppose great minds do think alike. But anyway, I had something prepared, so we're going to roll with it anyway. As some of you already know, Mark's bachelor party took place at Meat Cove. I've already made one Meat Cove reference tonight to how Melissa looked, and particularly appealing maybe to me, in Cape Breton. The little community is also renowned for other extracurricular activities involving the close-knit townfolk. And wouldn't you know it, little known fact, their town motto is "Incest is best." For those from Meat Cove here tonight, I really apologize. I'll buy you a drink later. With that in mind, and because the Inglis brothers shacked up on the night of the bachelor party in Meat Cove, here's a little memento of that sleepover. Oh dear, Gregory's getting excited. So we have a pretty benign Meat Cove, Cape Breton, that's good. Nice. I slept with my brother in Meat Cove. So we have one for Mark, and of course we have one for Joel. And they've already received one set of t-shirts this week, but because Mark came up with the idea and he too shacked up with his brother that night, here are some more t-shirts for the Keating boys if you want to come up and claim your prize.
It's such a beautiful night.
Congratulations, boys.
Thanks so
Yes,
much.
well done. Well done. Yeah.
They're so nice sticking with their brothers.
Thank you.
There are pictures being held for ransom. I will take the bidding starting now. Can I hear $10, $10, $10? I'm just kidding. There are no pictures. Before the bride and groom's parents come up to speak, Mark and Melissa, I would like to remind you that you have great examples of what a long-lasting, loving marriage looks like. Given that Mark, your parents have been married for almost 36 years, and Melissa, ours, again, for almost 36 years. I know they would have some pretty sage advice to give, whatever situations may come your way, so please use them, but maybe wisely. And first to speak on behalf of the parents of the bride and groom, Mark's parents, Nancy and Bob Inglis.
Oh, here we go again. Excuse me, I really didn't want to do that. Nancy and I are going to say a few words, but I'll be saying most of the words because Nancy said to me, she said, you seem to feel more comfortable talking to people, so would you say most of the words? And I said, well, yeah, I guess. I've been asked to MC a few gigs. I sing with the Cape Breton Chordsmen. I did I MC'd a show for them a couple of months back. I must say it was really rewarding. It was actually financially rewarding because at the end of the evening, a little boy came up to me, 4 years old, with a $2 coin, pressed it in the palm of my hand. I said, oh my gosh, thank you. I just did an MC job. Why would you do that? He said, my mommy told me to. Really? I said, what did your mommy say? He said, my mommy said, you're the poorest speaker she's ever heard. Here's the rest of it. So it starts out with a good evening, and welcome to a celebration of marriage between Mark and Melissa. Of course, my name is Bob, and with me, my wife, Nancy. It was a cool day in November the 26th, to be exact, 1983, when Nancy and I were married at St. Andrew's United Church in Sydney, the church now known as the Highland Arts Theatre. One of my favorite memories of being overwhelmed at how many people traveled from far and near to our wedding. Well, déjà vu, here it is, happening again. We're incredibly proud parents of this guy, right there. And we remember when Mark was born, how exciting it was for that first baby boy. He has a personality the same as when he was a child, always on the move. When he was a small boy, he'd get up in the morning, be outside, only to come in at mealtime because he was playing with his friends. Mark and his friends, Kevin and Stephen, who are here tonight, became master builders of fortresses in the woods. And, oh, that's right, Nancy just said, of course, Kevin's here too. Around this time, Mark liked to impress his friends. Now, Nancy's cousin, Doug Matheson, and Doug is right here in front of me. Doug, are you ready for this story? Nancy's cousin, Doug Matheson, is an airline pilot. And he was kind enough to give Mark and Joel a photo of the plane that he had been flying. Now, Mark, wanting to impress his friends, of course, one day he's out playing with his friends and he looks up in the sky and he says, hey guys, see that plane? That's my cousin Doug. No reaction. He said, oh, he also owns a pudding factory. So, Doug, you've always been known as the pilot with the pudding factory. As the years went on, Mark kept busy with sports, music, always a great group of friends. Mark's university years, especially at St. FX, were wonderful times for Mark, and his closest friends are the St. FX friends who are here also. Woo! And they're proud too. It's something about that X ring, I don't know. As a lot of you know, Mark received his teaching degree and taught for a number of years. Many times while traveling anywhere with Mark, especially Nancy and I traveling with Mark, and we'd have these kids come up and say, Mr. Inglis, you taught me. And those kids are getting older and older. Mark, in the past 3 years, has found a job that best suits him, and now as communications officer for the Cape Breton Regional Hospital Foundation, we're so proud of the work that he does. Mark, your mother and I are so proud of the person you've become. You have a kind nature, outgoing personality, a cheerful disposition, too many pairs of shoes, and far too many neckties. But that's okay. You are loyal, and you love your family more than anything. You'll go a long way in life, and we're glad to have Melissa to share this journey with you. Mark proposed to Melissa in Ingonish, which has a special meaning to our family. Nancy's sister Ruth, who was an RN at the nursing home in Neils Harbor and passed 7 years ago, and her husband, Ted, owned the Home Hardware in Ingonish for 25 years. Ruth introduced her nieces and nephews to after-hours shopping. She would take the children who were visiting to the store when it was closed and let them pick out a toy. Ruth was a little more interested in keeping her nieces and nephews happy than in inventory control. And we parents were a little concerned that the children may feel that after-hours shopping is acceptable in other stores. But it all turned out. Before we go any further, we want to thank Melissa's parents, first of all, for bringing up a wonderful girl, and thank you for welcoming Mark into your family. We're pleased and excited to welcome Melissa to our family, and she is one of those people who you immediately feel comfortable being around. We knew that from the very beginning. Ooh, sorry. We see that Mark knows how lucky he is to have you. As you begin your life together as a married couple, we wonder if there is anything we can say that would be of value. We'll ask you, Mark and Melissa, to just keep loving each other. Today is a very special day for you, and maybe it's hard to imagine otherwise, but sometimes life does get busy, difficult, and you can get distracted from what is really important. Life is never too busy to love. Take the time and enjoy what you're so lucky to have. We've decided that your love for each other is important enough to make a lifetime commitment. Always remember that, even in the difficult times.
Congratulations, Mark and Melissa. How grateful we are for having such a wonderful son. We're also grateful for having such a lovely daughter-in-law, a family so united, and so many friends around us. Live every moment, love beyond words, and laugh every day.
And now, if you would, please raise a glass to Mark and Melissa.
Bob and Nancy, thanks so much for a great speech, and thanks so much for raising an excellent son. I know he's going to take great care of my little sister over the next many, many, many years. Thank you. I would next like to invite to the podium Melissa's, and I suppose my parents, Anne Marie and Sandy McGilvery. Thank you.
Well, hello everyone, and I'm going to do most of the talking because guess what? I got the biggest mouth in the house. Anyway, before we start our speech, we had a little, the last time Maisie slept at her house, she sat down with us and she said, Grandma and Grandpa, I gotta write something to my human parents. So we sat and chatted and she barked and she came up with this. To my humans on their wedding day. Mummy, 5 years ago, you chose me from a picture online. The first time you saw me, you thought I was so cute and divine. On the ride home, you and I bonded right away. We bring each other such joy each and every day. Then 3 years ago, Mark came into your life. On July 29, 2018, my tail was wagging when he asked you to be his wife. You are the greatest mommy and daddy I could ever ask for. So I'm asking you all to celebrate with them tonight on the dance floor. I love you both very much and send you licks and kisses. It makes me very happy that today you became Mr. and Mrs. Love and licks from Maisie. Now we'll start our little speech here. And Michael told me I wasn't allowed to speak any more than 5 minutes, so that's all I got. Anyway, we would like to welcome everyone and thank you for all being present as we celebrate with Melissa and Mark as they start this new chapter in their lives, filled with wondrous adventures that are wrapped in love. In the words of singer Chris Stapleton, they say love is more precious than gold, can't be bought and it can't be sold. I got enough love to share, that makes me a millionaire. Those words were how we all felt the day Melissa was born. God blessed us with a daughter and Michael a baby sister. We are very proud and honored to be Melissa's parents, but as her mother, we hold a very special bond. This bond started at a very young age, as we used to call Melissa Velcro, as she was attached to my hip. She followed me around the house like a little puppy dog, much the same as Maisie does with her. I had said to Melissa one day, I'm going to China, and her response was, I'm going with you. The memories I have of her childhood, family gatherings, school and university years, her many friends, our shopping adventures, the high school band trips, and the many hours we spent at the dance studio and competitions with our dance family will never be forgotten and treasured forever. All of these memories add to the richness of our relationship and the treasured friendship I have with her, which makes me feel incredibly lucky and blessed to have Melissa not only as my daughter, but as my very best friend. We thank God for the love that she has found in Mark. As parents, all we ever want for our children is love, joy, and happiness, which Mark has certainly brought not only into Melissa's life, but our lives as well. Now Sam's going to say a few words.
When Melissa arrived home after her first date with Mark that lasted 10 hours, she immediately said, he is different than any guy that I've ever dated before. It was evident from the smile and sparkle in her eye that it wouldn't be their last date. We knew from the very first date how special Mark was, and deep down knew that would end up here today. I'm going to recant what Michael said before. The first time I met Mark was at Michael and Cassie's rehearsal party. Mark did arrive with a monstrous DQ cake, saved the day, Michael's neck. He won us over not only with his thoughtful, caring, kind ways and outgoing personality, but the fact that he fit right in with the McGillivray Guy clan, and that's not easy. There's a lot of us. I remember when Mark asked me for my blessing He didn't have to do that, but I appreciate the fact that he did. Shows a man. Of course, he had our blessing as we have witnessed the love, respect, support, and kindness he has shown to Melissa over the last 3 years. It's kind of overwhelming to give your daughter away, but satisfying to know that today Melissa married someone that we are very happy and proud to call our son-in-law. We welcome Mark with open arms into our family. Thanks to Nancy and Bob for raising a wonderful son. Now I'm going to leave you guys with a couple of words of my wisdom. First thing is from the Tim McGraw song, Always Be Humble and Kind. And for you, Mark, if you don't know these words by now, I suggest you learn them and use them. Yes, dear.
And upon closing, we will leave you with this thought. Marriages are like a set of fingerprints, in that each one is different and beautiful in its own way. But the common traits that good marriages share include love, communication, commitment, trust, respect, patience, laughter, and companionship. And in the words of Melissa's great-grandfather, may all your troubles be little ones, and your little ones be no trouble. But before we sit down, in our household at Christmas time or birthdays or whatever, one of my children does not get something more than the other child. So back when when Michael and Cassie got married, we welcomed Cassie into the Cape Breton family and made her an honorary Cape Bretoner. But since Mark and Melissa are already Cape Bretoners, I had to come up with some kind of gift to make it even. So we're going to give them a little present now, and then we'll explain what it is.
T-shirts.
Okay, open it up. So when Cassie came into our family, we gave her an honorary Cape Breton t-shirt, and we gave one to Michael saying, you know, remember where you came from, sort of thing, Cape Breton. Well, this is Mark and Melissa's. It says, our happy place on the front, and in the back, it's the coordinates for Ingonish, where their first date was and where they got engaged.
So many T-shirts.
And we'll raise our glasses to Mark and Melissa.
David, kudos, man, that slideshow, that was sick. So I don't know about anybody else, but after that dessert, it feels like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited. God, that was really good. Thanks for the sparse laughter out there, that's lovely. So we're almost ending this evening's, I'm going to call it a program, because we've had some magic shows and some singing, dancing later on. But the next part I'm a little bit excited about. It's the sayings and sound effects portion of the program this evening. Each family was canvassed, the votes tallied, and here are the most frequent sayings and sounds generated by Mark and Melissa over the years. When Melissa had enough of Dad and I because we were being too pesky, she would say, Isn't there somewhere you two could go? When Mark enjoys your cooking, this can be heard. It's a musical eater. When Melissa would get angry and head to her bedroom upstairs when she was younger, and maybe even today, I don't know. So So she was 45 pounds soaking wet and sounded like a herd of elephants going up the stairs. Anytime Mark had uncertainty in his life, job, school, etc., those around him were freaking out, he remained calm and just said, "Guys, I'll land on my feet. It'll be fine." And here he is. Firmly planted on the ground, 2 feet, wife in his arms. God love him. When Melissa wasn't getting her way with Mom and Dad and Poppy would always give in, she would go next door and say, "Poppy, do it." Before the age of 5, and perhaps now, when Mark was being told what to do, he would retort, "You're not the boss of me." When Melissa was preparing for a dance competition, this was often heard upstairs in her bedroom coming over the boombox. Shuffle step, shuffle step, side together, shake and shake and shake and shake. I am a boogie baby, and I rock, rock, rock. Watch this boogie baby, boogie on down for you. Woo! And those are the common sounds. Thank you. Before we get to the bride and groom speeches, which they prepared for each other, as well as their thank you speeches, I'd like to invite them to play the shoe game. If we could just have you guys sit there, or actually stand up, exchange shoes. And much to my relief, this is not the same shoe game that my Nan and I would play. That shoe game involved me trying to eat raw cookie dough and then her chasing me around the house with a shoe. So this game, much more, less adrenaline-inducing, hopefully for me, but much more laughs. So let's go. Here are the basic rules. I think everybody's seen it by now, but we'll just kind of go with the rules anyway. So Mark and Melissa have exchanged shoes. Melissa has one of Mark's and one of her own. Mark has one of his and one of Melissa's. And what they're going to do is respond to a question by raising the shoe of the person they think best exemplifies the answer to that question. So for example, Melissa, I sincerely hope, likes wearing dresses more than Mark. So we would have Melissa's shoe being raised in the air by both participants. Mark's looking hesitant. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens after hours there. I usually vacate the house when those things were to go down. Anyway, so without further ado, we'll go with the questions. When you first met, who made the first move? Oh, Mark, you dog. Who is the better driver? Oh, a contentious debate. Being in the car with both of you guys, I would have to tip my hat to Mark on that one, just to... A lot of hisses from the cracks. Who studied hardest in school? Oh, yeah. No, there's too many teachers here. I'm not going to make that joke. I'll just let it hang. Who is more likely to get injured? Yeah, that's both reasonable choices, really. Who is more likely to be running late? Mark, no, we'll get to that question in a minute, but I mean, you only have not very much to take care of in the shower, so. Who said, "I love you" first? Mark. He knew what he wanted and he knew how to get it. Good for you. Who wears the pants in the relationship? Spoken like, hey, look, Mark, you're part of the clan now, buddy, get used to it. The Guy McGilvery women rule the roost. Who is more likely to ask for directions? Again, Mark, welcome to the family. It goes in common as well. I think if this one's not answered correctly, we really need to do some soul searching. Who takes the longer showers? Thankfully, I would ask Mark, what the heck are you up to in there? Who is more grumpy in the morning? That was a smart reversal, though, young Inglis. That was a smart reversal. Well played. Who cleans more? Fair enough. Who is the better cook? This is all working out very well. Who is more of a party animal? Mark, I haven't seen you in full swing then, because based on what I've seen in Melissa over the years, you must be quite the champ. And finally, who do you love more than anyone else in the world? Yes. Oh, that's always a nice one. Melissa and Mark are now going to say a few words to each other. The Kleenex that was handed out earlier may come in handy at this point, if not, hasn't been already used in the evening. So I'd like to first welcome the bride, my sister Melissa, and you guys can come up together.
Just a little note before I start. As most of you probably know, Mark is the PR communications person, and I am not. Therefore, public speaking is not my forte. So Mark, this just shows how much I love you. Mark Andrew Inglis. It seems like only yesterday, but also a lifetime ago, that we had our first date. I'll never forget that 10-hour day. It was the start of something indescribable. Over an ice cream date at Lick a Treat and a windy drive to our favorite place in Ganesh, we got to know each other quickly. From the beginning, we connected and honestly just clicked. It was so easy. It didn't take long before I realized you're the pull out a chair at a restaurant, walk on the outside of the sidewalk closest to the road, and give the shirt off your back kind of guy. At the end of our first date weekend, I must admit, I thought to myself, what is up with this guy? I'm not sure I can do this. He's too nice. And well, here we are, 3 years later, married. So I guess being too nice isn't a bad thing. Mark, on top of being nice, you're kind, caring, compassionate, handsome, weird, just like me, encouraging, and very patient. You're my biggest cheerleader and supporter, and most importantly, you're my best friend. You not only welcomed me into your life 3 years ago, you welcomed my family, friends, and Maisie with open arms and lots of hugs. Again, you instantly clicked and connected with everyone, and I couldn't have been happier about that. You treat them with the utmost respect and love them all as much as I do, and I seriously cannot thank you enough for that. I also can't thank the Inglis and Matheson family for making me feel at home right from the beginning. Again, it was easy. I'm not only marrying you, I'm marrying your family. I mean, I'm pretty well marrying your dad anyway, because you're so similar to him. But honestly, I'm lucky to be marrying into such a loving and supportive family. I've always felt comfortable and welcomed, and I think that's a true testament to the type of people you all are. Caring, kind, and inviting. You're the best dog daddy to our pup, Maisie. Sorry, you've heard a lot about her tonight. You know how much she means to me, and I'm so grateful for the love you give her every single day. If you treat our future children half as well as you treat our baby girls, I have no worries in the world, except for the fact that you'll likely have them wrapped in bubble wrap, as I can see how cautious you are with our beautiful niece, Sophie. Mark, I know we have our differences. For instance, you're a neat freak, and I am certainly not. You're always hot, and I'm always cold. You're the ultimate social butterfly, and well, I don't really know what I am, but I'm definitely not that. So, although we don't agree on everything, I know that we balance each other out, and I strongly believe that's why we work so well together. We drive each other crazy at times, but together we are definitely better. You've seen me at my worst, my best, and you've definitely seen me at my worst. And you're still by my side. I truly think that says a lot about who you are. Mark, you may not realize it, but you've taught me so much in the last 3 years. You've truly turned the simple, everyday things into something special. It's those little things, like giving me the last bite of your meal, saving me the cheesiest piece of nachos, and giving me a head rub every night before bed. You've certainly opened my eyes to a new world of opportunities and possibilities. You've encouraged me to step outside of my comfort zone, and you reassured me that it's okay to take risks. You've truly shown me beauty in things that I hadn't seen before, whether that's in people, places, or just life's little pleasures. You came into my life and completely changed it, definitely for the better. I cannot thank you enough for your patience and understanding as we navigate this life together. You are truly my rock. You've shown me what love truly is, so thank you for being you and for loving me. I wouldn't want to walk this life with anyone else, and I'm so excited to see what the future has in store for us. This is our greatest adventure yet, and I know the best is yet to come. The world awaits us, and I'm honored to take on our new beginning as Mrs. Melissa Inglis. I love you.
That's tough to follow. Got my manila folder here, 1 second. 2 copies, printed, double-spaced, size 14 font. You know, this is part of my job. So, as Melissa said, I'm a bit more of the social butterfly type, and I'm also the type who enjoys getting in front of 150 to 200 people who I really care about and talking to you. So I'm going to enjoy this a little bit more. But in all honesty, Melissa actually killed it. I don't know if I'll be able to follow that. Thank you all for being here. I have something that I want to share with you about the most wonderful person I've ever met. I actually, in fact, wrote a letter to 5-year-old Mark to tell him what to expect in a wife. Standing here today, beside the most beautiful bride with the biggest heart and kindest soul, I have the distinct advantage of knowing exactly who will make a perfect wife for me. So I figured I'd reach out to 5-year-old Mark and give him some direction. Dear 5-year-old Mark, I hope you understand what true love is. I know that you love pizza and Ninja Turtles, but this love is different. I want you to look for love in the most unexpected places and at the most unexpected time, and it will be there waiting for you. Be patient. The most amazing person is destined to come into your life at the perfect time. She'll make your heart skip a beat every time she walks into a room. This woman will give you a life you've always wanted, and she'll give you all of herself. She'll make you a priority and make you feel better than you've ever felt. Her name will be Melissa McGilvery when you first meet her, but she'll soon become Miss Melissa Inglis. Melissa will flip your world upside down and offer you a love you've always wanted, but she'll make you feel like you truly deserve it. Melissa, you'll call her my love, will give you a new extended family. Their name is the McGilverys and the Guys. They'll immediately make you feel welcome, and they'll give you a whole new part of your life that you never thought you'd ever have. A big, tight-knit family with lots of cousins, aunts, and uncles, and more. She'll also bring into your life, a dog. Not just any dog, oh, you wait. A 14-pound piece of pure joy, a Maltese Shih Tzu, who's just wonderful. I know you think you want a dog right now, 5-year-old Mark, but just wait like 25 years, it'll be well worth the wait, I promise. Melissa will do things that drive you nuts, but you'll actually love them. The smallest, most irritating little things will, in fact, be the things you most look forward to at the end of every day. She'll also do some things that you find so endearing, so cute, so lovable, that you'll often think, can I even love her more than I do right now? But you will. Again, just you wait. You'll love her more every single day for the rest of your life. She'll whistle and hum when she's in another room in another part of the house. This means she's happy. It's a good thing. Savor those moments. Be excited when she's humming. Melissa will spend time that she doesn't have with those who need it the most. She'll prioritize others over herself because they need it. She's one of a kind, and she's way out of your league, but shh, don't tell her that. When you fortunately get to go away for work or leave the Cape Breton a couple times for some reasons, the moment you get into the car, you'll immediately feel missing her. And it's going to be tough while you're away from her. But then when you come back, she's right there, and it's the most incredible feeling. Melissa will idolize her brother, not because he's talented, smart, humble, genuine, and giving, although that's all true, but because he loves her just as much. He'll be an important part of your life, and maybe he'll even speak at the wedding. Melissa will love her parents and treat them more like best friends. She'll want to spend time with them and hang out with them even more than anyone else, even yourself sometimes. That's because they are amazing and they love her so much. Anne-Marie, well, she's a lot like our mom. She gives herself to everyone in her life. And Sandy, well, he'll like you right away. You'll make a fast friendship, and someday, standing in your kitchen, he'll give you a blessing to marry Melissa. Melissa will be just as good a daughter as she is a sister. She'll actually treat our parents, Mom and Dad, like gold. She'll laugh with Dad and talk with Mom, along with Joel's wife, Katie. You'll meet her someday. She's awesome. She'll treat our mom like she's her daughter, and that's something that Mom has always wanted. Melissa will treat her grandparents so well. She loves them so much, and rightly so. They won't be young when you meet them, and you'll wish you had met them years before because they're such incredible people, but you were destined to meet them just as they are, perfect grandparents with pure hearts. In fact, they'll be the only grandparents you have at some point, so cherish every moment with them. Melissa will be the best aunt to your niece Sophie. She'll make her laugh way more than you can, and will snuggle with her in ways that make you envious, but it also melts your heart. Melissa will show the very best of herself, her complete and utter selflessness, when Nanny is sick. I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but we'll lose Nanny just a few months before the wedding. Just a few days before Nanny dies, Melissa will lean over and whisper into her ear. Actually, Nanny will whisper into Melissa's ear, "I don't think I'm going to make it to your wedding." Melissa will lean over to Nanny and say, "Want to see my wedding dress?" And give her a sneak peek that no one else has seen. It will mean the world to Nanny, and it will give her the strength to hold on just a little bit longer. All of this, young 5-year-old Mark, is basically to remind you to be patient. The love of your life is coming. She's perfect. I wish you could see her now. Her beauty simply amazes me, but that's not even the best part. She's simply the best person you've ever had the pleasure of being around. I hope this helps you. And if you ever think that little girl in your grade 2 class is your girlfriend for life, she's cool. Don't get me wrong, make a fast friendship, but Melissa is way better, and she's your destiny. Love, 34-year-old Mark. Melissa, I love you so much. You know how I always take the long way through North Sydney to get anywhere? I always drive along the coast when it's easier to drive right through the middle of the town. Well, that's kind of a representation of my life. Sometimes you'd have to take the longer road because it's more beautiful and it gives you exactly what you want in the same result. That's who I am. I take the long way, but it's definitely worth it. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, trying to make you as happy as you've made me. I love you very much. I just said to Melissa, of course I talked to myself for 5 minutes. Very self-serving of me. Okay, so we'd also like to thank every one of you who are here tonight. So, good evening. Read from the script, Mark. In case you didn't know, I'm Mark, and this is my new wife, Melissa. We're very humbled by the love and support we've received from every single one of you, all of our friends and family here, not just today, but ever since the beginning of our relationship. We wanted to sincerely thank every one of you for making today so special. This has been a long time in the making, and so many of you have helped with aspects of making today incredibly perfect for both of us. We couldn't have done it without you.
Many of you have traveled to be here today, as far away as Calgary and as close as just down the street, like my parents and my grandparents. Hey guys. We appreciate you all taking the time out of your busy lives to share in our new beginning. Having you all here truly means the world to us, and our day wouldn't have been as amazing without your presence. So we thank you.
We're so afraid of missing anyone, so we won't be thanking people in particular, but just know that if you're here, if you're a part of our lives in any way, you've helped us make today the best day of our lives. So thank you.
From our delicious food to photography, the beautifully decorated hall, to our videographers, and so much more, you've all been a huge part of making this day magical. I do want to thank my family and my friends for everything you have done. I also want to thank my beautiful bridesmaids, who all happen to be family, for standing beside me today. We've all been through so much together over the years, and we've shared many, many, many laughs, tears, and memories. You're all so special to me, and I couldn't imagine this day without you.
And I wanted to thank my family and groomsmen. All of my groomsmen are family as well, except for David. And David, I'll have Dad draw up the adoption papers. In all seriousness, these people are so important to us. These guys have all set amazing examples of marriage and friendship, and today wouldn't have been the same without you, so thank you.
We truly wouldn't be here today without our loving and supportive parents. We truly don't have the right words to say how much you all mean to both of us. We cannot thank you enough for everything you have done for us throughout our lives, and especially leading up to the wedding. You've shown us the true meaning of love and marriage, and we plan to build on this foundation you've laid for us and live a beautiful life full of laughter, love, and appreciation. Michael, you have exceeded our expectations as an MC. I mean, we knew you were good, but you really went above and beyond for our special day. We love you, and we thank you.
Thank you all again for being here with us. We love and appreciate every single one of you. We can't wait to continue celebrating with everyone tonight on the dance floor. So please stick around, grab some drinks, and mingle. The first dances will be starting at 9 p.m. Be here, or never see us again. No, just kidding. We'll see you guys all throughout the night. Thanks again.
Always stay humble and kind. Go to church 'cause your mama says to. Visit grandpa every chance that you can. It won't be a waste of time. Always stay humble and kind. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal the AC windows down. Let that summer sunshine always stay on your mind. Don't take for granted the love this life gives you. When you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around. You're the next one in line, always stay humble and kind.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a great big round of applause.
What I want you got might be hard to handle. Like a flame burns a candle, candle feeds the flame. What I got for stop, lots of dreams are scattered. You put them all together, but I can't explain. Well, make my dreams come true. On a night when bad dreams become a screamer, when the mess you with a dreamer, I can laugh it in the face. Twisted, shout way out, wrap yourself around me, 'cause I ain't the way you found me, and I'll never be the same. Well, you make my dreams come true. Well, you make my dreams come true. Down a daydream, this sleepwalk should be over by now. By now. 'Cause I've been waiting, I'm waiting for you, for you. What I want you got might be hard to handle. Flame burns a candle, a candle feeds a flame. Well, you make my dreams come true. Well, you make my dreams come
great big round of applause to the new bride and groom. Congratulations.
I have something that I want to share with you about the most wonderful person I've ever met. I actually, in fact, wrote a letter to 5-year-old Mark to tell him what to expect in a wife. Dear 5-year-old Mark, I hope you understand what true love is. I know that you love pizza and Ninja Turtles, but this love is different. I want you to look for love in the most unexpected places and at the most unexpected time, and it will be there waiting for you. Be patient. The most amazing person is destined to come into your life at the perfect time. She'll make your heart skip a beat every time she walks into a room. This woman will give you a life you've always wanted, and she'll give you all of herself. She'll make you a priority and make you feel better than you've ever felt. Her name will be Melissa McGilvery when you first meet her, but she'll soon become Miss Melissa Inglis. Melissa will do things that drive you nuts, but you'll actually love them. The smallest, most irritating little things will, in fact, be the things you most look forward to at the end of every day. She'll also do some things that you find so endearing, so cute, so lovable, that you'll often think, can I even love her more than I do right now? But you will. Again, just you wait. You'll love her more every single day for the rest of your life. Melissa will spend time that she doesn't have with those who need it the most. She'll prioritize others over herself because they need it. She's one of a kind, and she's way out of your league, but shh, don't tell her that.
Most of all, let love guide your life. My love, where do I begin? You are undoubtedly the best thing that has ever happened to me. I'm so fortunate to have met you, and today I get to call you my wife.
Melissa will treat her grandparents so well. She loves them so much, and rightly so. They won't be young when you meet them, and you'll wish you had met them years before because they're such incredible people, but you were destined to meet them just as they are, perfect grandparents with pure hearts. In fact, they'll be the only grandparents you have at some point, so cherish every moment with them. Melissa will show the very best of herself, her complete and utter selflessness, when Nanny is sick. I'm sorry I have to tell you this, but we'll lose Nanny just a few months before the wedding. Just a few days before Nanny dies, Melissa will lean over and whisper into her ear. Actually, Nanny will whisper into Melissa's ear, I don't think I'm going to make it to your wedding. Melissa will lean over to Nanny and say, want to see my wedding dress? And give her a sneak peek that no one else has seen. It will mean the world to Nanny, and it will give her the strength to hold on just a little bit longer. All of this, young 5-year-old Mark, is basically to remind you to be patient. The love of your life is coming. She's perfect. I wish you could see her now. Her beauty simply amazes me, but that's not even the best part. She's simply the best person you've ever had the pleasure of being around. I hope this helps you. And if you ever think that that little girl in your grade 2 class is your girlfriend for life, she's cool. Don't get me wrong, make a fast friendship, but Melissa is way better, and she's your destiny. Love, 34-year-old Mark. Melissa, I love you so much. You know how I always take the long way through North Sydney to get anywhere? I always drive along the coast when it's easier to drive right through the middle of the town. Well, that's kind of a representation of my life. Sometimes you'd have to take the longer road because it's more beautiful and it gives you exactly what you want in the same result. That's who I am. I take the long way, but it's definitely worth it. I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, trying to make you as happy as you've made me. I love you very much.